welcome to Monday's edition of Loose Mandem. Hope you all had a nice weekend as much as we did. We are back and diving into your Monday's dose of Loose Mandem, which I know you are going to enjoy. So coming up in the next 40 minutes, we will be discussing the latest news on social media app TikTok, lockdown and education, and a lawyer making false claims on a matter. As well as all of that, towards the end of the show, we will be playing a game, another Loose Mandem game, and it is Loose Mandem does yes or no. You know how to play that, guys, don't you? Absolutely. Yeah. You don't know how to play that? Well, we'll get into that. So, most of us are aware of the video sharing app, which is TikTok, right? And it's taken the world by storm, whether we like it or not. I personally don't like it, but here we are. But yeah, TikTok has recently been sued from former Children's Commissioner for England, Anne Longfield, over how the app collects and uses children's data. In response to that, it has said that the case is without merit and would fight it. That's from TikTok itself. If this is true, then the children affected would each be owed thousands of pounds. The lawyers allege that TikTok takes personal information like phone numbers, videos, location, and more, and without sufficient warning as well. So the question is, do you think TikTok deserves to be sued, guys? What do you think?
Yeah. Personally, I would like some money. I'm joking. No, but yeah, when all this information like phone numbers, videos, and things like that, especially because it's a children's app and children are going to be using it, there should definitely be more warnings about what information they are getting access to. If they're just getting access to all of it without permission, it's not good. It's people's privacy. It's got certain things lead to where people live. People's data on their phone, got IDs and things like that, and they are children as well. I really do think they should be sued. I don't know how, I'm not lawyers, I don't know how they would fight the case if it is true, but yeah, but hopefully I get some money as well.
I mean, everybody would like some money. How about you, Kamaar? What do you think of this so far? Do you agree?
Yeah, they need to be sued because there's a lot of evidence that shows that they are breaching laws anyway, because it says here, despite a minimum of I can't remember my fucking thing again. This is going to be in the bloopers again, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Despite a minimum age requirement of 13, Ofcom found last year that 42% of UK 8 to 12-year-olds use TikTok, and you're thinking, they're young, aren't they? They don't really understand about private information as well. And as well, they go to, most of their friends at school probably use TikTok and thinking, yeah, why don't you go on it? But probably their parents don't even know they're on it because it's easy to download, it's easy to access. It's not like it's a verified app that needs parental controls for you to verify.
Sorry to interrupt you. Technically, yeah. I think it's the minimum age verification is 13 years old.
Yeah, 13. Yeah. And then Ofcom found last year that 42% of UK 8 to 12-year-olds use TikTok.
Yeah. Which is pretty wild, especially because of last year as well. Lockdown has definitely gotten like a lot of people onto TikTok.
Yeah.
Now, again, I despise the app. I despise the app. But
I think it's worth it.
Really?
It's entertaining sometimes.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining, but I still hate it. But I digress. Yeah, I mean, a lot of kids. I think there was this 12-year-old who made a complaint. I think it was about over a year ago, and obviously the case started to build. Obviously, TikTok denies it, but at the end of the day, it does have the ring of truth around it because it's not uncommon for these things to happen. I mean, I don't know, Josh. Do you think it's right to sue them?
I mean, no one's really. Obviously, if it's true, then suing them is the only plausible thing to do, right? However, the fact that like 40% of them are like under the age of 12, between 8 and 12, that's not really surprising. Let's be honest. Like Instagram, probably the same, because there's like younger people on Instagram, there's younger people on TikTok. But like, it's almost like TikTok's being marketed towards younger people though. because like a lot of the videos are like, well, the videos are just short, aren't they? They're like rubbish.
Yeah, that can be anything.
Yeah.
Anything to regards to health.
But I mean,
yeah.
if they are stealing data, then absolutely have them.
Yeah, because I've got here the legal claim alleges that TikTok takes children's personal information without transparency or necessary consent required by law, and without parents and children knowing what it is done with their information. And Longfield believes more than 3.5 million children in the UK alone could be affected by that. So that's a 3.5 million. That's a lot of children, isn't it?
That's wrong though. It's not TikTok's priority or problem to make sure that your kids are of age to use the app.
Yeah,
That's
but
it is their priority to not
Yeah,
stay
because
in
they are
the
I understand
Stealing
that.
information is wrong. But like the whole, there's 8-year-olds on it, that's not specifically TikTok's problem, that is the parents'
I
problem.
get that, but I could give my 8-year-old a phone and say, yeah, do what you want on it. You got what I mean? I don't want to set up, parental controls on it because maybe it was my old phone and didn't have any, and they could download that easily. Same as if a parent give, their child a tablet, they could easily download that app, get started in a few minutes without the parents knowing that they're on the app. And if it's like a new normal for the primary school, kids between 8 and 12 because their friends have it and they think, oh, join it. You got what I mean? It's hard to say that it's the parents' fault because sometimes, most cases it is, but sometimes it's they don't really know that they're on the app.
Parents don't really know like that. That's fair.
If you caught your kid on another, use your head, a grown-up site,
Yeah.
right? You go on a grown-up site, right? It's easily accessible. All you gotta do is type it in. You don't need it's 18.
True, but some kids won't be telling them to go on that site in primary school, would they?
Might be some weird.
Maybe better chance.
A lot of them, in year 7, we still underage to watch that. Yeah, they'll still go on it. Is that platform's problem to deal with? Not necessarily.
Because obviously, if they're going to get kids, they'll need to think when making an app or website, they need to think of the eventuality. Somebody younger might go on that. That's the same thing like Pornhub. They had to restrict their age limit because people younger were going on it and they weren't knowing.
Yeah, but it's difficult to full out block them.
You can't block.
It's like YouTube have a good way of blocking people from seeing adult content because you literally have to send them a picture of your driving license.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
To prove your age, right? Whereas TikTok, because the age isn't like 18 is what it is on YouTube. Obviously, you send out a driving license or something.
Yeah.
But you see,
whereas TikTok,
Yeah,
13, what license or authentication do you get at the age of 13, except for just sending them your birth certificate, which is weird.
Yeah, I get that. But you see, for me now, for example, I wasn't 13 when I made my Facebook. I was a younger age than that.
But
my mum didn't probably know I was on Facebook, only me and certain friends were.
But did your mum tell you not to download Facebook at that age?
No.
She didn't tell you?
No.
So then that's you didn't know though. But if the parents told you, you want to.
Yeah, obviously, if alright, in this case, if the parents told the kids don't download TikTok, you're too young. But sometimes as well, you got to argue because sometimes there's educational stuff on TikTok that teachers use on there, and then sometimes they may come across something that's sensitive, that's above their age limit, which I can't really restrict unless you've set that parental control that to don't show 18 plus content on that.
Well, the DPA says that, from the DPA Act, Data Protection Act 2018, they say that, in case of anything like this, they would have to make sure that these instructions, that these are as in simple, so that the children can simply understand them and they can follow them.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to say let's put all the blame on the children, because at the end of the day, they don't know.
Oh, no.
Because at the end of the day, they're young, they don't know what's going on, and for all they know, it's just a fun app where you can use silly dances. Now, are there people on those apps that exploit that? Of course.
Yeah.
Is the app exploiting it itself in terms of data, especially? Yes.
Yeah.
So we can't really point fingers at the children. We can't really just point it just at the app. So there are people that have a level of responsibility to take from that.
Yeah, so TikTok privacy policy states that it collects information you share with us from third-party social media network providers and technical and behavioural information about your use of the platform. It says it also collects information from the user's phone book if access is granted. Information may be shared with service providers and business partners for purposes including advertising and marketing according to the policy. Because I get that, but if your child is watching you on your phone or tablet constantly and watching your controls, they'll learn what to do. Because same like my cousin, she has learned how to control her mum's iPad by looking at what she has done. So that could easily happen. You actually could just click the button and then your phone book's granted. You got what I mean?
But then again, I'm pretty sure we've all done that to an extent.
Yeah,
when
true.
you're younger, you might put the timer on the TV, you turn it off, but like, then how would TikTok be able to tackle that? Because if kids are able to see, the child lot that the parents are putting on and stuff like that, how would they, you know what I mean?
I think it comes back to verification. I think their verification should be like of the parents sitting together and the child saying, "Oh, my child is 13, show them the passport or the what ID they've got."
I mean,
and then they can verify it. They've done it on other platforms.
They could. I mean,
but it's a money thing.
It depends on where you are typically, because there's age verifications where, for instance, it could be 13 here, but in another country it could be 60. It depends.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say you wouldn't have to do all the whole show the passport thing, etc., etc. I would say, you could, for the meantime, you could even by YouTube, you can saw if there's sensitive videos, etc. Even by Instagram, if that really highly sensitive videos, really harmful videos, right? They'll block it.
Yeah.
So the viewers can't see it.
Can I just read this thing on here?
Go for it. Yeah.
It says in February last year, ByteDance, the Chinese company legally in the Cayman Islands that owns TikTok, was fined a record £4.2 million in the US for illegally collecting personal information from children under 13. So it's already happened.
Oh yeah.
So let's see if they pay us over here.
I mean, eventually it probably would. It probably would, because they are tackling it. Not just it's in China, South Korea, and they said they were going to do it here as well. So I see that happening quite a bit, and knowing how people like to use a lot of them voting things and polls and all that kind of silly whatever it is. It's going to be brought up. But let's just see if it actually happens though.
Yeah, we'll see, yeah.
But yeah, so clearly TikTok is pathetic, like I've always said. And
why are we acting like this is new? Having all of the different can we access your cookies and all that?
Instagram, after you've talked about I want a new PC, and then you've gone on Google, you search PCs, and you go on Instagram, you see an ad about a PC.
Yeah,
they all do the same thing.
They all do it.
It's like I've been promoted running shoes for the last 6 months because of my EPQ that I did on sports, and every single article that I went to look at, it went, "Oh, can we access your cookies?" And they're my cookies. And you've literally got to go on your settings, because there's a big button that says accept all.
Yeah.
Right? And if you actually want to not accept all on some websites, you literally have to go through about 18 different things, just turning them off. And I'm not gonna lie, if anyone's watching this who has one of them websites, change it, or else I'll come to your house.
That's a threat.
No man, it's annoying.
We do not condone violence on here.
I've wasted about 3 hours of my life on my EPQ just going, no cookies, thanks.
I mean, I wasted 2 minutes of my life just having TikTok show up on my phone. So I just have a personal vendetta against TikTok.
There's funny videos on TikTok.
Do you want to see them get sued, don't you?
Do you want to see them get sued, but you don't use the app, so you won't be getting no money.
No. You're one of those. You want to see them get sued. You don't use the app, and you probably didn't download it before you were an adult. You've downloaded it since you were 18, and now you're gonna go, "I downloaded it when I was 17 and nick me data and give me my money."
Because it's saying here as well. So this is from the Guardian.
Wait. Sorry to interrupt. So, just to clarify, if you're under the age of 13, you're getting, if the a suit goes through, right, you're getting money.
Under the age of 13, I think so.
Yeah, because yeah.
But I make sure my brother download TikTok.
Why are you acting like the word of like you've got? Oh wait, we've got a lawsuit on this. Stop.
What here it says, so obviously Anne alleges the app is breaching UK and EU, children's data protection laws and aims to stop it processing the information of millions of children, make it delete all such existing data and pay compensation, and she believes could run into billions of pounds.
Yes, sir. My brother.
How exactly? How exactly?
I mean, at the end of the day,
How exactly do you pay compensation to individual kids? Surely
That
you
is
just like pay it to the government and say put it towards schooling or something.
yeah, I mean, that might actually go down that route for me, but honestly,
I don't
like, they're
know,
not gonna pay like individual kid like.
I don't think.
You're gonna go through
I think
every
they're gonna
single
go through
parent's.
parents where-
You're gonna go through
Probably.
every single parent's bank account and go give them 50 quid. We've nicked a bit more
But-
with little Timmy. Give him £1,000. Come on.
But yeah, but like I say, TikTok is pathetic and TikTok is rubbish, and I've always believed that. So follow us on TikTok if you want to see more of this kind of stuff and
I
all
keep
these
getting Family
discussions.
Guy clips on my TikTok. It's annoying.
Seriously.
I don't even watch Family Guy. And I keep getting clips of Family Guy on my TikTok. I hate it.
That's a bit weird.
I've stupid press the not interested button on every single one and I still get it.
You're I think that's another sign that TikTok isn't. I'm done. No, I'm not gonna say.
Mate, do not say something that can get us sued.
But
It's a great
TikTok-
app, guys.
Allegedly they have done all this stuff and allegedly they're getting
Allegedly.
sued.
Yeah.
Allegedly, maybe allegedly.
Allegedly.
Just make sure. If
There you go, I've got us
Allegedly.
covered. Got us covered with it.
Yeah, allegedly, but it's actually
Not working,
pathetic.
it's
It's
still
pathetic. But yeah, follow us on TikTok though. But moving on from that debate, we've got another story. That's Anissa Ahmed. She was a lawyer, and she falsely claimed she was raped as well as staging her own kidnapping and stabbing after finding out her lover was already married to another woman.
She stabbed herself.
I'm just reading what it says on the thing. This is technically, it kind of began like 2014, so quite a good while ago. And reported that Iqbal Muhammad had raped her on several occasions. Now, as this was false, Anissa has given a discretionary life sentence with a minimum term of 4 years, 6 months and 10 days. Look at that. Thus begs the question though, is there a growing problem with false rape accusation, and how can the justice system take true and false allegations of rape more seriously? I'm going to direct that to Josh. What do you think about that?
I mean, personally, it's like you hear numbers from people who are like only like 7% of allegations are false. But so generally we need to accept the woman's thing as fact, but that literally goes against the whole thing of innocent until proven guilty, which is stupid. Which is why you should assume that in criminal investigations, you should assume that everyone is lying until you can prove that they are, at least personally anyway, right? But it's like in this case, it's like, what exactly is she actually got arrested for?
I mean,
You can't like because I'm pretty sure. What country was it in as well?
Britain.
But because I'm pretty sure there's no repercussions for false rape allegations. That there ain't anything.
Could be depends. Could be defamation of character.
Because there's loads of guys.
Course of justice. That's what she's. I think that's what the
Because
killing factor was.
there's like guys who have like had false rape allegations against them, and then like there's big names like Cristiano Ronaldo, and they've like lost like sponsorship deals. Being like uni students who get instantly kicked out of uni, and even if it gets proved wrong half the time, they don't get let back into the uni. And I do think there's a growing problem because it's like but like the whole false faking a stabbing, that's concerning.
I mean, the thing is,
And faking a kidnapping.
yeah, kidnapping, a stabbing. I mean, she. I believe they met over. I think it was like a dating site, whatever it was, because
We'll go with Tinder.
it might have been Tinder.
I don't know. That's a big one, isn't it?
No, but no, it was. They met over a dating app thing. They were
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, LinkedIn one, yeah.
Yeah, LinkedIn, right? And well, but yeah, they were talking, and ultimately, what happened was They were vibing, you know what I mean? But then she found out that he had a wife.
Wait, so she found out like quite quickly?
Earlier on-ish, yeah.
So, because I thought it was like she was having a full-on relationship with this guy.
I mean,
it was.
She
had their own
but
family with him, and then found out he had a second.
No. It was a relationship, but it was more like a hanky-panky kind of relationship, if you get what I mean.
What they did?
But the thing is though, once she found out, she was fabricating emails, talking about he's gonna abuse her, etc.
Somebody's buying the rights to make a movie out of it.
Funny you say that. You know Fatal Attraction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the actual victim actually saw this movie and he couldn't watch it afterwards because he said it was so similar to his life. What happened to it?
Oh, so they don't need to. So they're not making a movie out of it.
Well, sorry, it's been out since the 80s. I'm sorry, but I mean, to be honest with you, I suppose you could, But it's like, funny enough, Bunny Boiler actually comes from there as well. Not a lot of people know that. Well, teens.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Well, no one should like
No,
it. Well, yeah.
I don't like her either.
Well, yeah. I mean, she prevented the course of justice, lied on a person's name, and kidnapped and stabbed herself.
I don't understand why is this becoming a thing? Like, I don't know, because obviously we all know like certain crimes have been a thing for a long time, and obviously you have social media, it brings this like that.
Yeah.
False allegations. Obviously, you're getting a lot more attention to it now, but like, how long? I don't know how long this has been probably going on for as well. Like, obviously, I know people are gonna say the numbers are low, but we don't know all the cases that are out there. Not every case gets put out publicly. You know what I mean? Some cases get handled privately, and obviously, because there's no actual repercussion for lying about it, then it's not all the time we put out it. So when someone says, "Oh, it doesn't happen that often," it's like. You know what I mean? Because
I mean, you're right. I mean, we don't really know the actual data for sure because it happens all the time, but we don't know for sure because it's never been either recorded or taken seriously.
It's messing up stuff. I don't like that stuff because obviously there's actual victims out there that go through it, and then because people feel the need to lie about it to gain some attention to themselves, it then when someone actually has gone through it and tries to tell someone else, they're gonna be like, yeah, but you might be lying. And they're probably not. But people are going to be like, yeah, I don't know if I can trust you fully and stuff like that. And it's kind of sad that because no one should have to, someone who's actually gone through that shouldn't have to worry about people thinking that they're lying about it. But it doesn't help that people are lying about it for no reason at all because he didn't text you back or he's got under. Like, come on, man, just... It's like they're not
the extreme, yeah.
They'll go to the extreme and I don't know what goes through your head to think of doing that. Like, it's not a joke.
It's not.
I mean, it's not even fake rape allegation because let's be honest, that's happening on an increasing rate. But it's like I know we're focusing on that, but I mean, stabbing yourself.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
And kidnapping yourself.
I mean, come on, because we were looking at this as well, and everyone's right. It's the extreme. For something, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, what he's got a wife.
Throw me out, man. He's got a wife. He don't want you.
I mean, true, but I mean, what he did. Yeah, he's technically cheating. I don't know the whole situation between him and his wife. I don't know about that. But what he did, for what we know now, still wrong. And we were talking about that.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, the extreme to what she's done. Like Josh said. Stabbing and kidnapping herself. Where's that going?
This girl is ill-range because I don't know why did you... I just don't know what's going in your head at that time. I think we should stop, it's a new norm now, If it was like a man did it to a girl, you think, oh, it's a man. We need to stop thinking that, it's always a man. It can be women too who manipulate men and then fake it to say, oh yeah, he raped me, all that shit. Sorry, that can go in the bloopers as well.
Go on, keep it.
All that stuff, you got what I mean? Because it says here, Mr. Mohammed bitterly regrets not telling he was engaged. So I'm thinking, Was you unhappy in your relation? What you didn't tell her?
Kind of the first thing you ask, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going on a date with someone, first thing you go is, are you married?
No, that's true. But I mean, like, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say it. Go on, Karen, Terell.
So it's been proven that she's lied, right?
Oh yeah, no,
This isn't like
She's actually like, this isn't alleged or what.
No.
Proven
This
that
is
she's
sued
lied.
for this.
They've got all the evidence, all the fake
So he has
emails and all the
established that.
messages and everything like that.
And kidnapped herself.
Sorry, it says here, she obviously, we know that she staged her own kidnap and stabbing, but she roped in her ex-boyfriend as an accomplice, who confessed to the police she had ordered him to knife her 3 times.
What is going
What? Is he still a vampire?
What is going on?
See.
God forbid
How
anyone
much
ever
did
relates
he
to
want
a
her
girl like
back?
this.
I didn't want to.
I will stab you.
No, he didn't want to after that. I mean, I feel like no, I'm not. I won't do it. I mean, I feel like if it got to like an actual bunny being boiled, he probably would have been like.
I'm sorry. If your ex came up to you and said, "Can you stab me 3 times so I can
It's a problem.
against the guy I've tried to replace you with, who turned out to be married? Can you just stab me and then kidnap me?"
Yeah, but it does it. It's all been proven. Like she has done this.
Yeah.
And it's if though.
Clearly, she's
I mean-
a special type of crazy.
Bro,
Well,
4 years isn't enough. I'll be real, 4
Wait, only 4 years?
She got 4 years.
she got a minimum term of 4 years, 6 months, and 10 days. That's a minimum term.
life.
Yeah,
She got life.
yeah, because it says here, he felt feeling suicidal with his reputation in tatters. And I'm thinking, yeah,
Of course.
this guy wants to bring your life down over some stupid nonsense that's
We don't.
on,
What's actually
on
happened
the,
to
on
him?
the
Well, well,
He's
he's
not
on
being
social
fired from
media?
his job also.
We don't know that for sure right now. I mean, I think he's getting his job. I think he's got his job back. But I mean, at first though, obviously when it first.
Sorry for him if that got fired. I mean, I feel a bit sorry.
Yeah,
for him
Well,
if
yeah,
he did get
of
fired.
course. I mean, like.
But at the same time, he had an affair with somebody.
No, but that
Well, yeah,
still
but I mean,
can't put that
it doesn't
label
merit
on
the fact that you should go to extreme and like kidnap yourself and etc.
Call him a cheater.
Which is
Not a
that's fine.
rapist.
Because
Because,
yeah.
you would be the hero if you just let him like, all right, call this guy. Okay, he's a cheater, etc. etc. You would have been the hero there, but you've now turned like a pantomime villain now. I mean,
Pantomime villain.
Yeah.
Pantomime villain. You mean watching where the villain stabs themselves?
But here's
and
the
kidnaps
thing, though.
themselves.
But here's the thing, right? It's his. I mean, in a lot of cases, then where this sort of thing was to happen, a lot of guys would have lost their job, they've lost their life, family, friendship, all stuff like that, and it's been off of a lie.
I imagine if it
Yeah,
goes
because-
through, there's a lot of situations where it goes through, and there was one situation where it went through, and the guy got 28 years. He spent 28 years in jail, and then it came out, oh, she was lying. You imagine that? Like,
What did she? So I was telling the truth. Okay, what did she get in punishment then?
man,
Oh yeah, none. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're right. I think
We will
that's
believe her
disgraceful
just as
anyway.
much next time as well.
Yeah, because it says
He's
here
serious.
she wanted something to like get this man nicked, because it says she had him booted out of the chambers and disbarred. She forwarded the emails from his work account, falsely claiming he was harassing her, and faked phone calls from him, lying to the police that he wouldn't leave her alone, and threatened to post intimate pictures of her online.
God forbid
That
anyone
is-
run into a girl like this. God forbid.
I don't know what's going. That's the range, isn't it?
It is. And unfortunately, I mean, this is just one case. This is one case, and nobody really knows about it. Like, until this episode comes out, nobody really knows about it like that. Think about that.
Bro,
Think about that.
to the guy that went through that, I'm very sorry. Like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, off topic. Since he already had a wife and kids or whatever, did he really cheat on her or did he cheat on his wife?
Oh
Cheated on his
well,
wife.
here
He cheated
it
on his
actually
wife.
says that
Come on, come on.
he's eternally grateful to his wife, also a lawyer. So his wife's a lawyer too. So they're all in the mix for giving him a
His
second
wife,
chance. So the wife gave him a second chance.
Oh, that's a
after
good
that.
wife, man.
Mm.
Like the girl that's
yeah.
doing all this crazy stuff, she's not even getting cheated on. Like, he was with the wife first. He's cheating on his wife with you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
don't know why. I don't know how you came up thinking that was a good idea. Yeah, let me
I would love to see her thought process.
Yeah, like let me plan all of it.
I
would love to see how she's come from. Okay, this guy, he's already married. Okay, we'll fake rape allegation. I can see how she came to like that. Obviously, a stupid thing to do. But then getting to the point where you're like, and I'm gonna get stabbed.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna work.
And I'm gonna kidnap. How do you go? How do you make that leap in logic from this is a good like? I'm sorry, if you do want to ruin someone's life, rape allegation, but obviously is a way of ruining someone's life.
Of course.
But the whole thing of stabbing yourself to ruin someone's life.
To make it, I mean, what's the worth of that? You've literally spent all this time, effort, energy on someone. They don't really doesn't matter. Like you've stabbed yourself.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. But unfortunately, we can't really. I mean, it's what 7 years.
So the case has gone on for 7 years.
About 7
So
years.
that means he's been having this label for the past 7 years.
He was
struggled to get a job and everything.
He was arrested back in I think 2014, I think, and obviously obviously the trial has gone for quite a while. But even then, the fact that it's gone for that long is shocking.
Listen. Anyone watching, don't lie about this stuff, man. It's a serious thing, man. You can't just lie about
it. And that really does bring up a good point as well. For false allegations to come across, like false rape allegations to come across, you are now diminishing like people who actually have been raped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're gonna struggle to get the story out because now more people are gonna be thinking, oh, you're lying about it.
Exactly.
So lied about that. The boy who cried wolf, basically.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Stop lying about it. If it hasn't happened, don't fabricate these stories to ruin someone's life, even if they're done, even if he's found someone else that he likes more than you. I don't know how you've come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Just firm your L. He doesn't want you. That's it. Like,
Because she told everyone in his family, because it says here, that night she sent messages to my wife, emails to my friends and sister and my wife's family. My wife was completely devastated and shocked. It was horrific to see her like that, and I felt so ashamed. My family and friends were really hurt and disappointed too. My mum cried. She was so embarrassed, they couldn't believe I had done this, nor could I. So she went, rather him, she put all the family's life at risk because of this one thing off social media. That should show you watch your back, get the evidence.
It's despicable.
Because you don't know who's talking to you.
It is despicable, it's disgusting, and I really hope more justice can be served for this because it's wrong.
What can the justice system do? Like
that is the question.
I feel like there should be less bias in certain situations.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Obviously, you can't prove whether who's telling the truth or who's lying straight away, but like there is a bit of bias towards like, okay, you've claimed that he's done this, so he is this until we find out he's innocent. He should be innocent to prove him guilty. Yes, it could backfire, but at the end of the day, like in one scenario, you could be putting how many innocent people in jail.
Yeah.
And then, like, if they've done it, there would be some form of evidence that they've done it. You can't. It's very hard to prove that you're innocent, especially if you didn't expect it. Like, he's probably not expected her to do that. He hadn't done anything like that. So all these scenarios that she's coming up in her head and explaining, oh, this is how it happened, this is how it happened. How's he gonna disprove that? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Unless you've got some video evidence of you being in a different place at a specific time where she's claiming that it happened, then it's very hard to prove that you are innocent. You know what I mean?
I mean, even if you were in fact proven innocent, not a lot is done afterwards. They wouldn't make a public apology. They wouldn't do all that kind of stuff.
Which was saying like going for Terell was saying about innocent. It says here, he says, had he not been able to represent himself as a qualified barrister, it would have cost more than £150,000 in the civil courts for justice.
They must pay him out of something.
Of course they do. Of course.
Have to give him some compensation.
No, yeah, then give him compensation.
Of course.
But if you want a barrister, he would have to pay that. If he didn't have the correct people to go to saying, oh, this girl's harassing me and doing that, he would have to pay that. You got what I mean? And maybe if it wasn't a barrister, that she may have not, that probably happened. But
this is our justice system.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But good convo.
Can I just add? It may sound like I was making light of this. I wasn't. I was just making fun of the fact that I think she's absolutely. It's almost comical that the level she went to. in like terms of trying to ruin this guy's life. It's almost comical, the idea of I'm going to I'm going to get myself. That's almost comical.
I mean, imagine spending 7 years wasting your time with someone that doesn't matter.
Obviously, books of ideas in prison.
Exactly. Well, we think that is it for this discussion, but please stay tuned because after the break, we will be discussing lockdown on education and we'll be playing a game of Loose Mandem does yes or no. See you soon. Welcome back. Still to come, all our panelists, including me, will be playing another game of Loose Mandem, just yes or no. So hopefully one of them will not say yes or no, as I already know. I will win, but we will see. Right. According to the BBC, it has sources that's shown data from 50,000 pupils and a survey of schools across England which have shown an increased number of 4 and 5-year-olds needing help with language skills due to the impact of lockdowns. It also stated that poor speech development can have long-term effects on learning. The lockdowns have also deprived children the ability to take on new experiences in the world, including making new friends and even playing outside and taking in the fresh air. I know it is a lot to unpack, but we're Loose Mandem and here's our reaction. So, guys, what do you think about this in terms of these kids? In terms of their poor language skills. What's going on?
They picnic them spend too much time on the damn phone. Nah, I'm joking. But I feel like there is a problem with that though. Like, there is definitely an issue because lockdown has stopped everyone from going outside. I mean, it's getting eased now. But obviously last year it did stop a lot of people from going outside. And I noticed that I was outside a lot. My little brother was outside a lot, my little sister. And they're always on their iPad and their phone. So doing schoolwork and learning your phonics and them things there, it's being slowed down. So as they're getting older, they're not learning the phonics. Because bear in mind, at this point in their life, this is the development stage where they need to learn to speak in. And obviously they wasted a year at home. There's going to be problems with them.
Of course. As in,
speak like.
I mean, even again, it says that, well, poor speech comes from it, and it makes education harder for them. I mean, for us back in the day, we didn't really have too much technology like that. You know, we
go outside and play with football.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So lockdown, I guess for them, it was very technology based. I mean, I suppose you could argue, you know, there's learning like apps on there as well in terms of school and stuff. I suppose you could argue that. But yeah, no, not a lot of kids are going to do that. And also, you know, not everybody is gifted with, you know, iPads or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's a sad fact that we've come to the point where kids nowadays are struggling with education because of lockdown. It's a sad fact. I mean, Josh, if this was back in the day, when we were younger, what would you think about that? I mean, how would you feel about that?
What if I was an adult?
Or
if I was
as a
4-year-old?
As a 4-year-old.
I would be thinking, well, one, based on what you said, I would not be able to express what I was thinking because I can't speak properly. Question, can I speak properly now? I mean, nah, it's obviously like, if it was before technology was sort of widely used, I think it'd like have much worse effect. But like, still trying to get things on things. But I mean, like 4-year-olds, you can't like go, oh, put your hands up on Teams because they'll have eaten the iPad. Yeah, 4-year-olds are brilliant. But also, it's like parents can't be expected to teach a child how to speak properly. Because I'm pretty sure half of the things that I can't say properly are because of my parents.
Alright.
Okay.
My parents have dodgy accents.
I guess basic phonics. Basically, you can teach the kids basic phonics.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Like they and obviously you can't go to school and learn it, but if you're a parent, at least try to keep them somewhat on track. I'm not saying because obviously everyone's got different accents and stuff like that. Not everyone can speak the language. Not everybody can speak the language of the country because they're not from that country. Because a lot of kids are foreign parents, so they might not speak it fluently. So they, you know what I mean. But what you can teach a kid in it. It is a bit peak because
it's a bit. I feel like
in the end, they're like 4. They've got like at least.
Yeah, they've
got
got
at least 3 more years of trying to learn how to.
The thing is,
True, but
at this point though, I feel like as we speak now, whether it's lockdown or no lockdown, we're just terrible speakers right now. We're quite terrible speakers, but even then, at least we had, whether it be books or things like that at a young age, we didn't really have too much interference at like a young age. You know what I mean? Like it was very hands-on. As now it's all oh yeah, just go on an iPad and learn stuff like that if you can. Like not a lot of kids will do that. A lot of kids will just go to like different stuff.
They'll all watch TikTok.
They'll go watch TikTok. Like I remember growing up, my dad used to make me read this big book every night, and he used to tell me, "Listen, let's read that book." And he's gonna come up because he would read it beforehand, and he'd come up and then he'd ask me what it's about, and I have to know everything, or I haven't read it good enough. There was no, you can just go on your phone and stuff like that. So I feel like that could have an effect as well.
So that's right. I mean, even with like parenting, then Kamaar, like how that comes into it.
Yeah, what these said are right, but when in this lockdown now, we remember we had that all about the school meals and about there not enough laptops as well. And I think in regards to what Solomon said about parenting, I'm thinking maybe some of these parents who are, who are working class, just obviously they'll let them do somewhat, but not really to the great standard because they're busy. They've got to work, they've got to cook, or not, and they just let them roam free because it says here the government says it has made 18 million available to provide targeted support, and you're thinking, yeah, that there's the money, but is it being implemented into the right way? Not just in terms of just old school. Is it 80 million covering the laptops, the tablets, the books, all the? Is it giving vouchers for, parents, for school uniform? But yeah, I think it comes with the parents as well because like Terell said, some parents don't understand what works, the kind of work their child's doing because they may be, different generations. So, for example, my mum, I used to ask, Mum, can you help me with that? And she used to do a wave that I don't understand. I said, no, Mum, you do it this way. Because her generation has done it a different way to mine, which is more confusing. So, yeah, it comes with the parents as well. But it's for the teachers as well to have resources for, like, say, example, if it was an Asian parent and the teacher, is not Asian, they need to give like a translation. If they can't speak English fully good, they'll need to give like a translation or hook them up with someone to understand it in their own language. So yeah, I think
I mean, that is actually quite a good point. Although, I mean, would it be above the teacher's pay grade for that? Would you need a specialist for that?
Yeah, but don't get into teaching if you don't want to do that. If you the only thing, right, the only reason why right, let me get this right first. If you're a teacher, if you want to be a teacher, you need to prepare for every eventuality, regards to anything, regards to workload, regards to marking, regards to covering, regards to that, right? If you think, oh no, I don't want to do that, don't go into teaching.
So for instance then, because obviously you want to go down the teaching line
Yeah,
as well.
but it depends primary, yeah.
Yeah, do you then, let's say a French student came up to you, obviously they don't really know English that well, would you then learn French?
No, that would give resources in the translation of French for them to understand, which normally teachers do. But sometimes they may not do that in terms for homework because they've got a lot of homework to do. It comes back to funding as well. Sometimes they don't really have like enough printing, enough, I guess there's resources anyway. But it says 80 million here, but 80 million has to cover the whole country, innit? So,
yeah, I mean, I guess that comes back to like the government and the council, etc., etc.
yeah.
You know what I mean, so I guess that's in the widest scheme of things. I guess that does kind of boil down to that.
Yeah, because it says here. The data from a company called SpeechLink, used by schools to assess children's language skills, shows the number of 45-year-olds needing help at school has risen by 25% when compared to 2019. So obviously, yeah, because we went through that 6-month lockdown. So
Mr. Brown, I've got a question.
Yeah.
In regards to your comments about language, is it basic language or is it additional language?
Well, basic English, but sometimes, for example, alright, let me give you an example. This Asian lady has been living on my grandma's street for many years now. And you probably think, oh, she doesn't know English, but she doesn't. So that's what I said, we need to sometimes print out other translation for them to understand as well.
Right.
Because sometimes they may think, the teacher
I understand what you mean, but to play devil's advocate, right, we're in a British country. Obviously, shouldn't it be standing like English anyway to begin with?
Yeah, but we're talking, like, let's say that sometimes, we are in the British country and we all
we're
should
in
have,
England, we use English, generally speaking.
but sometimes some words and some words that are explained in some child's work they may not understand, and they may look on the source that says, oh, it says that, but then the child says, oh no mum, that's not correct, you're just looking on Google. You're just looking on Google, you got what I mean?
Oh, do you mean you want to more like provide additional like support for these sort of people then?
Yeah.
Right.
Or like, because of, and it comes back to the parents as well. They may have they may be working, they may try to, if this went like 2020, wasn't it? Everyone weren't really going to work then, so probably they're just trying to make up the money, because it took, how long did it take the government to have that furlough scheme out?
Oh, good while.
Yeah, so probably they had to go to work, and then they had the kids at home. They just probably said, "Oh, just go out," because when the time we were in lockdown, the summer, the weather was all right. The weather was good, wasn't it? But what do you think, George?
I mean, right, I understand what you're saying, but I don't really think like translating things is going to be that useful. Like, let's say, right, during lockdown, a teacher decided to translate something into Arabic so a parent could help teach the student. The problem is, the whole point is that they aren't learning English well enough. So translating something into Arabic isn't really going to help them learn English.
Yeah, because
And people say, right, the best way to learn a language is to live in that country. That's how you really learn a language.
But like,
because basically, genuinely, it's gone down. There's nothing they can change about it now, right? It has gone down.
Yeah.
Right. So over the course of like the next 2 years or 3 years, for these like 3 to 4 year olds or whatever the age was it that age? 4 year olds.
Yeah, 3 to 4 years.
Like 3 to 4 year olds, they probably need to have like almost like an English booster. So like they get taught English either maybe more than we were when we were their age, or maybe they get taught or something like that, just to like help push it back up. But I think at 3 to 4, I mean, it's like It's such short term, like they've barely started to learn English.
Let me say, yeah, I'm not, in terms of, I probably worded it wrong, I'm not on about the kids, I'm on about the parents for them to understand, because if they see a word, if I were, alright, say if I were an Asian male there, if I looked on it saying, I wouldn't understand it, but if they had a translation on the other hand, with the English, because obviously they'll read in their language and obviously they'll speak it out in English, because they probably have to, you know, people learn or think of in different ways, which we need to understand. They may look on a symbol and thinking, oh, that means and, you got what I mean? And it says and there, you got what I mean? I'm on about for the parents, for them.
Yeah, but that
sometimes
doesn't work, because as people have obviously shown through Google Translate, let's say Google Translate is the main thing, because you can't have an English teacher who also perfectly knows Arabic or perfectly
no, I'm
knows,
not on about the teacher.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it's regards to language skills. What I'm
but there
saying
isn't always a perfect translation. It's like people do it with song lyrics. They translate all of a song into a different language and then translate it back to English,
But then,
and it doesn't match up.
It still
because
comes
there
back.
isn't the word. Yeah, but
it still comes back to the funding and the amount of what resources for the teachers to translate for the parents to understand as well.
Yeah, but there's no way around it. It's like there are literally some words in other languages.
Okay, let me give you an example.
I think it's what language?
Alright, as amusing as
I think
this
there's no.
As you know,
That's my point first.
Go
As
for
an
it.
example, if there was an Asian child in my class and he don't know English that well, how am I going to make him learn English without using Google Translate?
What? Surely they've learned something.
I guess
Yeah,
it's-
some,
it's-
but
you're both kind of right. I understand both your points. It's just like
I don't understand his.
it's. I get what you're saying about how there should be a bit more support, but realistically, for every child that has parents that don't speak fluent English and then at home not getting the support from the teacher, blah blah blah, it's kind of one of those predicaments. Like, okay, cool, you're in England, right, and usually. You're gonna have to know a little bit of English.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Yes,
Yeah.
you don't know all of it, so I understand what you're saying. If
Yeah.
you don't know how to speak English fluently or properly, because you're not from there, and you can't teach your kid because
Yeah.
the kid's not gonna get it right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
But there is really no until we they're back in schools now, but until it gets picked back up again, there's no real way to help that situation because.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it just goes back to funding, goes back to the same funding, and I think
I mean, I think they could have had all the funding they could have had £1 billion in funding, and I still think there would have been a drop off.
Oh yeah, I know there would.
Maybe not as significant, but there was always going to be a drop off. It's like my school complained about a drop off in my year for maths. And it's like
it's just
no matter what you do, the teachers probably could have done better with my year because they were very hands off. But some subjects, there's just not going to be.
It's definitely a growing problem. I would say generational wise.
I think it will probably pick back up.
It will because of lockdown.
I suppose.
I think
especially
it's a problem caused by
final
COVID.
thing.
I mean, will get better after COVID.
After COVID, yeah. I mean, we don't know for sure right now because obviously these times you never know things happen.
Yeah.
But I would say though it is reasonable, it is agreeable all round that COVID has impacted a lot on these kids.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And of course, hopefully in the future it will get better.
You can't take your kid off the iPad and go teach him some phonics.
Right, so again,
just
off of that note, I'm gonna have to move on.
Sorry.
Right. Now it is a Monday, so the next thing should be fun, and make you feel happy after that conversation we just had. Yeah, I think it's time to play Loose Mandem plays Yes or No. Now,
you said you were gonna win.
I mean, yes, I'm gonna win. So in the game, it's quite simple, right? One of our panelists will be the player, and the other panelists, including me, will just have to ask the player any kind of questions we like. But the player must,
You ask any questions, or is there limits?
Within reason. The player must avoid saying yes or no. If they are successful in each question, they get 1 point. If not, they will be out straight away. Yep.
So is it literally just you can't say yes or no?
You cannot say yes or no.
So
You
I can
all
say,
already
can I say
Now-
yeah or nah?
Yes, but you can only use them once. You can only use them once. You can't use them
Oh,
again.
this is good.
You're gonna use it in a different language as well.
I suppose so, yeah.
Si,
You can,
senor.
yeah. The player has 1 minute and 50 seconds to answer as many questions as possible in the time, but must answer within 5 seconds.
Okay. Well, don't make the question somewhat like something stupid like what is the I don't know
Wait, is it who can answer the most questions?
No, I'll start off and I'll ask.
How do I win?
time?
I'll go for it. You know what? You go for
How
it.
do I
all
win?
time, all time.
Oh, we got a handyman over there.
Yeah.
Time.
Behind the
Is
scenes,
it-
baby.
Is it basically how many questions can you answer in the time before you say yes or no, or is it just how long you can last?
Yeah, I don't think
Because I could just
I would say
waffle.
the number of questions, like how much
No,
points you
don't
get.
what it
Time-
says,
if you do
you
time-
have got to. Alright, say example, Terell's got to ask me questions in 1 minute 50 seconds, but I've got to answer in 5 seconds
Yeah,
without
I know,
saying that.
If
I
you
know,
do
but
a
I
timer,
just-
the thing is, you could ask a short question. I could ask a question that takes the piss, and it's taking up your 1 minute 50 seconds, and you're gonna have less time to answer. You could have answered more questions.
So,
So
ask me
what
a yes
I
or
mean
no
is-
question, just as an example of what I'm trying to say. Just ask me a yes
Do you
or no.
have your hair?
Indeed, I have hair. It is brown and very nice, but I wish I had blonde hair because I think it just looks better when people have blonde hair. Obviously, that's taken up loads of my 1 minute 55 seconds.
Yeah, but that's your decision to
What-
say. That's your
what-
decision.
Then again,
What I'm
if
asking
you
is
ask a
how-
long
But you
ass
answered
question,
in 5 seconds, didn't you?
No, what I'm asking
Alright. Simple, right?
every question you answer,
Because
you
right
get a point.
now, it's
Is it every question you answer you get a
Yeah,
point?
point.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's
Right,
it.
that's it.
The moment you know you've said yes or no, and you messed up, or you've gone past the 5 seconds, you're out.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Don't do
That's
a
it.
timer, because if you do a timer, I can literally
No,
like, okay, then okay, is this, and you know, I
You just have a maximum time limit of 1 minute 50, so you don't.
no, but I can make a question, right? That would
Oh
take
yeah,
this,
good point.
and then you would have less
How
time
did
to
you
get
get
more
to
questions in.
I know, the last time when we did it was so much easier.
It was easy, yeah.
I mean,
right,
the-
okay.
Start.
Yes or no? Right, I'm just gonna ask a question. If you don't answer the question, you're out.
Don't stop.
I'll count 5 seconds.
Alright.
But then
Come
that's
on, I'll
it.
ask you then. I'll
Alright,
ask you
alright.
then. See if you know this. Alright. Are you wearing a jumper right now?
Maybe.
Are you wearing glasses?
Maybe.
I can't use it twice.
Can't
Yeah,
use
use it
fine.
twice.
You're
You're
out,
out,
you're out, you're out.
So you got 1
You
point.
didn't say that's
I
not in the
did-
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
use it twice, come
I
on.
said if you
I
use
mean,
it
you did
twice.
say it.
That's not in the rules, though.
Can't use it twice.
John,
Read that thing.
No.
that.
When I said you can't say
John.
words.
But we can't change the rules around if it's in the plain
Shush.
text.
That's not true.
Chill.
We can't say words twice.
Read one.
Right, let's start again.
Yeah,
Let's start
oh
again.
my
Let's start
God.
again.
Sorry,
Let's
sorry.
go. Listen. No.
Do I get to
Let's
it?
quickly start again. Right, you cannot say a word twice.
Okay.
Do me,
Right,
do
yeah.
me, just us three get like a second life then after that?
Yeah, because
Because surely,
you weren't listening.
But that's it,
You
that's
weren't-
not in
you
the
weren't
that's not in the
listening.
rules.
Did I say that you can't say a word twice?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
but
so
that's
we're
not in the
listening.
rules. You should be going by the script.
So I'm
going
like, we
back. Last time
check the record.
we said last time we said.
Terell.
Can't say it.
Anyways,
we've ruined that game.
back to it. All right,
Terell, we've ruined that
Come
game.
on.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
come on. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a human being?
Indeed.
Are you black?
Maybe.
Are you going to college?
What was
That's
that?
two. That's 2 points though. That's 2 points though. Okay.
I'm stressed.
No, relax it.
Terell.
Hold on. Who's asking you the questions?
Yeah, I'll ask him. Yeah.
So you're going to ask the questions for everyone?
Yeah.
I'll ask yours though, alright.
Okay. Do you have a phone in your hand right now?
Potentially.
Are you biting something?
Possibly.
Are you looking at me?
Maybe.
Do you have hair?
Most definitely.
Are you wearing something?
Could be.
Are you alive?
I think so.
It's good. I'm gonna stop it there because you're quite good.
How was that? Was that 5 or 6?
Well,
Six,
right,
that's
that's
six.
six.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
6, yeah. Okay, that's 6 points. Okay, he's in the lead. Kamar's got 2.
No, it's not.
I've
Okay.
never been so scared in my life.
Okay, alright, Josh. Are you smiling?
Indeed.
Do you have something on?
I don't know.
Do you go into education?
What?
Do you go into education?
I am currently in education.
Okay. Well, can I say that are you running back home today?
Maybe.
Why did you make that sound? That's a bit of a weird sound. Why did you make a sound right there?
For fun. I made a sound for fun.
Okay.
I have contemplated and that's.
Are you sitting down now?
You are asking difficult questions.
And you're up.
Why?
That's
You didn't answer the question. You just said you're asking. You didn't
So-
answer.
You
Go off the
the answer I was going to say.
It went kind of wild there.
Don't matter.
You've
Never
got
said I
like
can't.
2 points there. I'll
Right.
give you 2 points.
You never said I
So
couldn't.
You're out.
So
Yeah.
you got to beat 6.
I've got to beat 6.
Right.
What's we lose now? Alright, go for it.
Is the earth flat?
Pardon?
Is the earth flat?
No. Yes! Wait! I've got a second life! 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 I give you all! I'm out! You know what? End the show. You know what? So today's guys, I have lost. I don't know what was going through my mind, but here we are. So that, guys, is the end of the episode. Terell won today's game. Kamaar still lost.
Yeah,
Two games in a row, so yeah, but still. It was
going
thingy.
to win.
But yes, thank you for tuning in for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Kamar's staring at me right now. If he doesn't do that, if he stops doing that, I will not be happy with him. But anyways, yeah, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully see you guys next time. And tell the Mandem and Gyaldem about Loose Mandem. See you next time.